Hello everyone, welcome to Literary Zeal. I am Tamosha and today our topic is a poem from class 10 ICC syllabus, that is Abou Ben Adhem by Leigh Hunt. Now, before we start with the topic, I must tell you about the poet himself, Leigh Hunt. Who was he and why we are reading about his poem. So Leigh Hunt was a prolific poet, of course, essayist and journalist, and he was a central figure of the Romantic movement in England. So that is what briefly states that Leigh Hunt was really an important character in the English literature, in the field of English literature. And here we are going to read about a specific person. As it goes by the name might come a little strange to all of us because this is a very uncommon and at the same time it's a very different sort of a name. Now, this is about a person whose name we get to know is Abou Ben Adhem, but Abou Ben Adhem was actually the anglicized name that we are pronouncing. This is not the original name of the person about whom we are going to read. The actual name of the person was Ibrahim bin Adhem. Okay, so as the actual name suggests, he was an Afghanistan person. His name was Ibrahim bin Adhem, but it was anglicized to Abou Ben Adhem, and with that name only he is known better. So Leigh Hunt is also no exception. He uses that exact anglicized name in his poem. Now, before we start with the poem, we must know that who is Ibrahim bin Adhem and why is such a famous poet like Leigh Hunt writing about this particular person. So let me tell you who was Ibrahim bin Adhem. Ibrahim bin Adhem was a Sufi saint. Okay, he was born in Afghanistan and he was one of the pillars among the scholars of Sunni Sufism in the 2nd century. According to legend, so here there is one story that is related with his name, as we also find similar story associated with the name of Gautam Buddha, as we all of us are aware about that person. Gautam Buddha, as we know that he belonged to a very well-off family. But while he was on a hunting trip, there he found something, he saw the suffering of people, and from there onwards he decided that he would discontinue this life, a life full of pleasure, right? He would discontinue such life and he would move towards that life where he would be enlightening people. He would be helping the people who are suffering. There are millions and zillions of people who are suffering. So Abou Ben Adhem, that is Ibrahim bin Adhem, was also a similar kind of a person, and for him also we get to know such kind of a story that according to legend, he was the son of a king who while on a hunting trip heard a disembodied voice saying, so he's heard a voice which was telling him, it was instructing him, or you can say it was suggesting him, I swear to God, you are not meant to lead such a life, and this is not your call in life. So these were the very words that absolutely changed his mindset and his way of looking at life. So he dismounted his horse, gave his mountain clothes to a poor shepherd and headed to Mecca. As we all know that Mecca is a very holy place for the Muslim people, right? So he headed towards that place. And there he accepted the life of asceticism. Now asceticism, this term comes from the word ascetic. Ascetic means a person who leads a life of self-denial, right? Who lives a life of not of many material gain or material pleasure, but for the well-being of others. Okay, and he doesn't like the material pleasure that we love to enjoy, right? So he has chosen the path of asceticism. Now Leigh Hunt is writing something about Abou Ben Adhem, and here is a very beautiful message in this poem that we will get to know towards the end of it. So we will start with it, and let me just tell you one more thing, that Hunt's own favorite, this one, Abou Ben Adhem, this was published in S.C. Hall's Book of Gems. So that was the first time that it was published, and there It's a simple poem which is bearing the theme that to love man is the same as to love God. Okay. The lines "write me as one who loves his fellow men" are used in Hunt's epitaph. So epitaph, you know, the lines that are written on someone's grave, on someone's tomb. So on Hunt's epitaph, these lines are written, these lines are taken from his poem Abou Ben Adhem, right? So here we can already understand that what message are we going to get from this poem. The message is that if you want to love if you want to really love God, then you need to love man first. That means you should have love towards the entire human race. Okay, so that is what he means by this. Now we will start with the poem in order to know better. Okay, so we will start with the first sentence. Abou Ben Adhem, may his tribe increase, awoke one night from a deep dream of peace, and saw within the moonlight in his room, making it rich and like a lily in bloom, an angel writing in a book of gold. Exceeding peace had made Ben Adhem bold, and to the presence in the room he said, "What writest thou?" The vision raised its head, and with a look made of all sweet accord answered, "The names of those who love the Lord." "And is mine one?" said Abou. "Nay, not so," replied the angel. Abou spoke more low, but cheerly still, and said, "I pray thee then, write me as one that loves his fellow men." So I'll stop here just in order to explain you. Such beautiful lines are written here. See, with the first line itself, the poet arouses readers' attention. That he says Abou Ben Adhem, of course, he calls out the name about whom this entire poem is written. And he also says at the same time that may his tribe increase. Yes. So he says, may his tribe increase means here tribe means people who are, those who have similar mindset like that of Abou Ben Adhem. Those kind of people should increase. They should be more in numbers. Their mindset should increase and mindset should evolve the way Abou Ben Adhem has changed his mindset and he has always worked for others. So people like him should be more in number. Okay. Awoke one night from a deep dream of peace. So here, who awoke from deep dream of peace? Abou Ben Adhem. Now here, this second line also holds a special significance in the poem that I will discuss towards the end of the poem, because then that is when we will understand the relevance of this particular line. So here, he awoke one night from deep dream of peace. So here we can understand that the person was in deep sleep, and it was not only deep sleep, but it was a very peaceful one. But suddenly he awoke from there and saw within the moonlight in his room. That means we can understand that his room was lit with moonlight, and with that he awoke and saw, making it rich and like a lily in bloom. So lily in bloom has a special significance because lily shows purity. Okay, so the way something shows purity, similarly his room is also filled with pureness. And he says making it rich because the room is looking exceptionally beautiful. And he sees that an angel writing in a book of gold. So firstly we get the image of an angel. Now as soon as we get the image of angel, we understand this is something related to God, isn't it? So angel is the messenger of God. Therefore here suddenly he saw that there was an angel sitting, and of course whenever there is angel, of course the angel would be using something really grand, and yes, she was writing in a book of gold. That means a book which is made up of gold, right? Exceeding peace had made Ben Adhem bold. Now this line holds real significance because usually if we see from the perspective of a normal person, then a person might get afraid by seeing an angelic figure in his own room. But Ben Adhem was one such person. He was so wise that it did not actually bother him. Instead, he was not very, he was always calm and composed and did not get shocked. So, he was completely peaceful and he was already so wise that it did not actually bother him at all. And to the presence in the room, he said, that means to the presence in the room means in presence of that angel and Abou Ben Adhem confronting him, he simply asked, "What writest thou?" Here we get the glimpse of archaism, that means use of archaic language, that is Old English. What writest thou? That means, what do you write? What are you writing? The vision raised its head. Here, that means the angel raised its head from the book of gold. Okay? And with a look made of all sweet accord. So, with the image of an angel, of course, we get the image of somebody who is smiling, who is very happy and cheerful in its appearance. Similarly, the angel also had such kind of a sweetness in its face and answered, "The names of those who love the Lord." That means the angel said that I am writing the names of those people who love the Lord. So angel is doing what angel's work is. And now see what does Ben Adhem answered, "And is mine one?" said Abu. A very normal question, a very instinctive question that even if somebody comes in front of me and tells me the same thing, I think my reply would be the same, that is my name there? Don't I love God? So let's see what did the angel say. "Nay, not so," replied the angel. Now this is a little weird, that how come name of a person like Abou Ben Adhem, who has sacrificed his life for the others, how come his name is not there? Of course, he must have loved God. Abou spoke more low. See, had it been a normal, common person like us, they would have reacted that how come my name is not there? I love the Lord so much. But Abou Ben Adhem was a wise person. So he was not at all bothered, as I already told you before, and he spoke even more in a low tone this time. Instead of getting very much irritated or inquisitive, he showed a sort of calm and composed nature. And he said in a very low manner, but cheerily still, but still there was a cheerfulness in his voice, and said, "I pray thee then, write me as one that loves his fellow men." See, so here he does not clearly say that my name should be there because I love God, I do this, I do that. No, he simply said one line. You know, great men are always men of few words. So he said that, "Please write my name in that case if it is not there, because I am the one who loves its fellow men." So there lies the love of God. Love of God does not mean to worship an idol, to worship something which we don't see, we do not feel, but we are doing something or the other. No. Do for the ones who are there in front of you. Do for the one who are actually suffering near your eyes, near you. And you have the reach. You can reach out to them to help them. Help those. Then you will be nearer to God. You don't need to offer prayer thrice a day, 4 times a day, 2 times a day. No, you do not need to offer prayer if you love your fellow human beings, if you love the living creatures around you, if you help them by letting them not suffer so much. So there it lies, there lies the main message of God. That tell God that write my name over there because I am the one who loves his fellow men, which implies that he loves God, and that is why out of his love and reverence towards God, he is loving and caring for the fellow men. The angel wrote, and vanished. The next night it came again with a great awakening light and showed the names whom love of God had blessed. And lo, Ben Adhem's name led all the rest. So this concludes the poem with a wonderful note that again the angel wrote as per the Ben Adhem said, and vanished. Of course, its spirit-like appearance vanished, and the next night it came again. Now it is very unusual because for the commoners, God doesn't even give us a glimpse. And for a person like Abou Ben Adhem, the angel came not once but twice. The messenger of God came on its own to this person. So, and came with a great awakening light. As we can see, last time also we had read that the room was moonlit, and that means it was lit with moonlight and it was looking exceptionally brilliant. It was looking heavenly, and this time also there was no exception. This time the angel came again with a awakening light, okay, and showed the names whom love of God had blessed. This time the angel came with a different list of names. This time the names were not there for the ones who love the Lord, but whom God has blessed. Blessed is again the archaic English. It is actually the blessed at present term. So, and while we look into the list, the poet suggests that in that particular list, whose name tops it? Who is leading the list? Yes, that is none other than Abou Ben Adhem. Because God loves those who are helpful towards the others, right? God has never told us that we should worship, we should offer prayer so many times a day, or we should keep fasting day after day just to show our dedication. Yes, that is another way of reaching God. But the most important thing is you have to be kind towards others, right? If I am very much brutal, I am cruel, I am ignorant towards other sufferings, but I make sure that I offer prayer to God at least 3 times a day, do you really think that will matter? Never. You should be compassionate towards your fellow human beings, right? So that is what is the wonderful message that Leigh Hunt wants to give us with reference to Abou Ben Adhem, who was a real character, who had shown how to be a real philanthropist. Okay? Fine. So with this we end the poem. Now we will discuss some of the figure of speech that are used in the poem throughout. Okay. I will start with the first line itself. See, in the first line, the figure of speech that is used is apostrophe. Now, do not confuse this apostrophe with apostrophe comma, like where we put in order to show possession of someone. No, here it talks, apostrophe means when we are denoting about something and it is not directly mentioned. Okay, so I will just read what is apostrophe for you. Apostrophe is a figure of speech in which a speaker directly addresses someone or something that is not present or cannot respond in reality. The entity being addressed can be absent, dead or imaginary, or inanimate object, that is, it can be stars, ocean or anything like that, or an abstract idea, that is love, hate or similar things. So apostrophe means when we are saying something, the poet is trying to say something or addressing to a particular person, but the very person is not present over there. Not just a person, it can be a thing also, it can be a place as well. They are not physically present over there, but there is an imaginary thing going on, addressed. So this thing is used in the first line in bracket, may his tribe increase. So the poet doesn't know whether the tribe is present at the moment or not, but he just addresses towards them. So that is what the bracket one is written as apostrophe in order to the use of tribe. Okay, so here another very important thing, the use of tribe is evocative, harking back to the idea of different people as distinct tribe that runs throughout Christianity, Judaism and Islam. That means irrespective of any religion, the poet is addressing towards those people who have similar mindset like that of Abou Ben Adhem, right? So that is why the figure of speech that is used in this line is apostrophe. Next, a very common thing that we often get in many of the poems, that is alliteration we get. Now, where do we get? We will go to the second line. There the line is written, awoke one night from a deep dream of peace. Here, deep dream. D sound has been repeated. Therefore, this is alliteration. Repetition of a consonant sound in the consecutive words or lines. Right? That is what we know as alliteration. And also, I would like to tell you another thing. Why alliteration is used here? In order to emphasize on the particular fact that here peace emphasizes the depth of peace, that how much peaceful the sleep was. It was dream of peace. That means the way when we become dreamy, the kind of peace that we get, a beautiful dream when you are seeing, that kind of peace here the poet is trying to describe. Okay. So that is what is alliteration. Now I will come to assonance, which is similar to that of alliteration. But for alliteration, we say the repetition of the consonant sound. But assonance is the repetition in the same or consecutive lines of words of the vowel sound. Same vowel sound, when it is repeated, that is called assonance. So where do we get it? I am telling you. You go to the fourth line of the poem. Making it rich and like a lily in bloom. Can you see how I sound has been repeated, right, in the 3, 4 consecutive words, in order to emphasize the idea that how beautifully the house is, it is looking absolutely scintillating. So I sound has been repeated, making it rich like lily in. Okay, so I sound has been repeated, therefore it is assonance, because it's a vowel. Vowel sound is being repeated. And here another thing I would tell you, if you go to this line where Abu spoke more low, that is the third last line of the first stanza. Abu spoke more low. Here we get the repetition of O sound, that is again assonance. Okay, fine. Now we will come back to the another very prominent figure of speech that are used in most of the poems, that is simile. Now you all already know by this time that a simile means drawing comparison between two things, right? And simile is different from metaphor, because in simile we use the terms like as, like, whereas in metaphor we do not use such terms. It is an indirect comparison. But in this poem, the figure of speech that is used here is simile, where like a lily in bloom. Okay, that means here the atmosphere that is there in the room is being compared with that of a lily in bloom. So why lily has been used? As I already told you, lily has a long-standing association with purity and light. Okay, because it's a beautiful flower, so it is associated with these kind of things. Therefore, by comparing the room's atmosphere along with the lily which is blooming, here a beautiful comparison is made in order to show how beautiful, how heavenly the room was looking because of the presence of the angel. I hope I am clear. Another very important factor, figure of speech used, is symbolism. Very, very important, not once but more than once. The fabled book of gold symbolizes its richness and the great value placed on its contents. That means the book that the angel is carrying, of course, it has to be something of real value. Not only from outside, but from inside also. So therefore, from the outside only we get to glimpse how important and how valuable the book is. How the content of the book must be so important, because it is made up of gold. So with the usage of gold, here the poet is trying to make the, create the image where it is showing that it is so important and something of real value, right? Okay. Another symbolism that is used here, I would tell you, it came again with a great awakening light. Now, what awakening light is it the poet talking about? Here, awakening light suggests awakening of mind along with awakening from sleep. Here, the term awakening, with this term, the poet suggests the wisdom that the angel carried. That means probably the poet is suggesting this allusion towards all the readers that this is time to wake up from your sleep. This is not a time that we should just lie down and sleep, but we should get up. We should see what is going on around us. We should be awake, right, by this time. Loving one's fellow man is more virtuous than loving the Almighty Himself, which is why the name of Abu topped the angels list. So as I already told you that the how you can reach nearer to God, or how can you be God's favorite person, is by offering your service towards the people around you who really need your service in order to free them from suffering. Right? So this is what is the poet's message towards the readers, and that is what he does with reference to this wonderful person, Ibrahim bin Adhem, whose name has been anglicized to Abou Ben Adhem, which is the name of the poem itself. Okay, so with this we come to the end of this topic, as I hope I have already discussed all the figure of speech used in the poem, or the important ones. I hope this video would help you in order to understand the poem in a better way. So keep watching. Thank you so much. Take care.